Kia ora, everybody. It's Sunday, 25 August, and the Springboks have just given the All Blacks a hiding. But we're not talking about that today. My name is Tuariki Delamere. I am the former Minister of Immigration for New Zealand, and currently I am the Managing Director and Principal Consultant for TDA Immigration. And today I want to talk to you about the new Skilled Migrant Category, where you will only require 6 points. So as you can imagine, it is a little bit different to the previous program that required you to earn 180 points. So let's get into it. So major changes were announced last month in the Skilled Migrant Category. Coming into effect on 9 October 2023, it is a new point system for the Skilled Migrant Category. An applicant must score 6 points to be granted residence. They must have an appropriate level of English fluency, equivalent to level 6.5 in IELTS. They must be aged 55 years or under on the date they apply. That is, if they're 56, they're too old. And they must have acceptable employment or an employment offer with an accredited New Zealand employer. And we'll go into that in more depth later. Points are granted for one of 3 new skill categories, and you get qualifying points for New Zealand skilled work experience. That is work experience in New Zealand. From now on, you will not be granted any points for your experience outside of New Zealand. So let's look at this chart. There are 3 skill categories. There's income, there's occupation registration, there's qualification. You will choose one of those 3 categories to determine your first batch of points. So you choose one of them. You'll choose one of those 3 categories to take and choose your first selection of points. Okay, let's look at the income points first. You can get 6, 4, or 3 points. To get 6 points, your job offer or your job must be 3 times the median wage. To get 4 points, it must be 2 points the median wage, and 3 points, 1.5 times the median wage. So for 6 points, you need $88.98 an hour. For 4 points, you need $59.32 an hour. And for 3 points, you need $44.49 an hour. And that is the median wage as of today, 25 August. Over time, the median wage will change, and so the salary amount will change. But right now, to get the 6 points, $185,000 a year. Get the 4 points, $123,000 a year. And 3 points, $92,000 a year. That's how you get your first tranche of points. Now let's look at qualifications. You can get 6 points for a doctoral degree. You get 5 points for a master's degree. You get 4 points for a bachelor honors degree. You get 4 points for a postgraduate diploma. That assumes you've already got a bachelor's degree. You'll get 3 points for a bachelor's degree and 3 points for a postgraduate certificate. All qualifications must be recognized by the New Zealand Qualifications Authority as equivalent to the New Zealand Qualifications Framework. There are no exceptions. So you'll take your overseas degree and you must match up to the appropriate level. Now, the final of the first categories is occupation registration. And here you can get 6, 5, 4, or 3 points, depending on the type of registration, licensing, certification that you have. Under Immigration Instruction SR 3.30, there are 3 broad categories of qualifying registration, licenses, and certification: health and social services, building and construction, professional and other trades. And within those 3 broad categories, there are 119 specified occupations that are approved for applying for residence in this category. So there we have it. You have the first 3 categories where you choose from one of them and you choose your points. If you have got 6 points because you have a PhD, or you're earning $185,000 a year, or you have one of the 6-point registration occupations, then all you need to do is have a job offer paid at the median wage. And my understanding of the rules, it doesn't even have to be within your skill sector that your qualification has. You just need a job offer. And if you only have a job offer, your approval for residence will be conditional until you start work. If you have 5 points, 4 points, or 3 points, you have the opportunity to earn the necessary 3, 2, or 1 points that you need to get to the 6. And as it says here, you'll get 3 points if you have 36 months of work experience in New Zealand during the last 5 years. You'll get 2 points if you have 24 months of acceptable work experience earned during the last 4 years. And if you only need 1 point, you'll need 12 months of experience here in New Zealand that you've earned during the last 2 years. Now, the process for claiming work experience points, if you've claimed your requisite points for qualifications, you must have worked full-time and been paid as per the below. The median wage, if your occupation that you worked in was considered ANSCO skill level 1, 2, or 3. If the occupation you were working at is considered ANSCO level 4 or 5, or it's not listed in ANSCO, then you must have been paid 1.5 times the median wage. I think that's $44 an hour or thereabouts. But obviously it changes when you go back in time, it won't be as high. Immigration New Zealand will require your payroll records to prove that you have earned the work experience qualifications that you are claiming. Now, claiming the additional points that you need to get to the 6, if you've claimed points for occupation registration, you must, again, can only claim points for work in New Zealand, but those points can only be claimed for work experience after you gained registration and had been paid. Okay, you won't get any points if you worked before you were gaining the necessary registration. And again, similar to qualifications, your median wage will be 1, 2, or 3 on ANSCO level. If your level is 4 or 5 or not listed, you'll have to be paid 1.5 times the median wage. And that's going to be a little bit difficult because you have to go back in time and work out what the median wage was over those years. But Immigration New Zealand will check it, and it's incumbent on you, the applicant, to calculate that correctly. Now, if you have claimed the points for the income category, if you're claiming 6 points, then at all times you must be paid 3 times the median wage. If you have claimed 4 points, all of your prior work experience must be twice the median wage. And if you've claimed 3 points for income, all of your work experience must be at 1.5 times the median wage. So right now, if you are, say, claiming 3 points, if you go back in history the last 2 years, your income must have been at the level of $44.49 for the past almost 1 year. Prior to that, it'll be whatever the rate was at that time, 1.5 times that rate. But if you fall below that rate, you will be declined. There will be no exceptions. So those of you looking to claim on the income side and you need work experience points, this is an example of what you're looking at. It sets out the median wage rates for the past few years at 1.5 times and 2 times. And you'll need to calculate based on those tables. Well, everybody, that sums up the new Skilled Migrant 6-point category that comes into effect on 9 October 2023. If we at TDA Immigration can be of assistance, by all means contact us. There's our website, there's our phone number, our address. We're on the corner of Queen Street and Karangahape Road. Our entrance comes off from the Baptist Tabernacle Church. Or you can email us at info@tdavisa.nz. If you do email us, please send an explanation of what it is you want, what is your problem, and if you have any relevant documents from Immigration New Zealand, or if you have the job description that you think is the issue, please send that with it as well. So you'll take care this weekend, and hopefully the All Blacks will do better over the next few weeks when the actual World Cup starts. Kia ora mai koutou. Take care.